Welcome to the Africa Development Hub. Here we explore the future of Africa, its rapid growth, history, and legacies. If you want to see more content about Africa's future and its development, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Africa is home to some of the world's richest natural resources, from oil and gas to gold and rare minerals. But here's the challenge. Most of these resources are exported raw, processed abroad, and then sold back to Africa at a premium. So, what's missing? Manufacturing. Without industrialization, Africa remains dependent on imports, missing out on jobs, wealth creation, and economic independence. But change is happening. From automobile plants in Nigeria to textile factories in Ethiopia, Africa is beginning to transform raw materials into finished goods. But manufacturing isn't just about factories. It depends on energy and transportation. Without reliable electricity and efficient transport networks, Africa's industrial growth will remain slow and expensive. So what will it take for Africa to become an industrial powerhouse? Let's explore the future of manufacturing in Africa. Africa is undergoing an industrial shift. Across the continent, governments and businesses are working to expand manufacturing capacity, reduce dependency on imports, and add value to local resources. Manufacturing is not just about producing goods. It is the foundation of strong economies. Countries that manufacture create jobs, build industries, and retain wealth within their borders. For too long, Africa has been an exporter of raw materials rather than finished products. Resources like oil, minerals, and agricultural goods are shipped abroad, refined or processed elsewhere, and then sold back at a premium. This system has limited economic growth, but there are efforts to change it. Industrialization is challenging. Factories require energy, but electricity shortages across Africa make large-scale production costly and unreliable. Many manufacturers rely on diesel generators, which increase operating expenses. Transportation infrastructure is another obstacle. Poor roads, outdated rail networks, and congested ports delay shipments and increase logistics costs. Without efficient supply chains, manufacturers struggle to move goods to market. Another challenge is the lack of specialized labor. Many industries require a skilled workforce trained in modern manufacturing processes, but technical education and vocational training remain underdeveloped in many parts of Africa. Transportation and logistics play a major role in industrialization. Modern railways, highways, and ports improve the movement of raw materials and finished products, making trade faster and more cost-effective. A factory owner in Nairobi inspects his shipment of fresh-cut flowers. If the cargo doesn't reach the airport on time, it will spoil before reaching European markets. But with Kenya's standard gauge railway, what used to take days now takes hours. Across Africa, major infrastructure projects are underway. Upgraded ports in Ghana and Tanzania, cross-border highways in West Africa, and high-speed rail networks in East Africa are making it easier for businesses to move goods. Efficient transportation networks will allow African products to reach international markets and strengthen regional supply chains. The African Continental Free Trade Area is expected to accelerate this shift by opening borders and encouraging trade between African nations. Africa's industrial future depends on strategic investments in energy, infrastructure, and human capital. Governments are establishing special economic zones to attract manufacturers by offering tax incentives, reliable utilities, and streamlined regulations. Technology is also playing a role in modernizing production processes, with automation and digital tools improving efficiency in factories. A young entrepreneur in Accra walks through her food processing plant, a dream she once thought impossible. She used to import packaged goods from overseas, but today she produces them locally, using raw materials from Ghana's own farms. She isn't just running a business, she is part of a movement. Across the continent, local industries are emerging, driven by visionaries who see a future where Africa builds, produces, and exports its own goods. Manufacturing in Africa is growing, but challenges remain. Industrialization requires coordinated policies, long-term investment, and commitment from both governments and the private sector. The transition from a raw materials exporter to a global manufacturing hub will not happen overnight, but progress is being made. With the right infrastructure, energy solutions, and workforce development, Africa has the potential to build a strong, self-sufficient industrial base. Will Africa continue to rely on foreign-made goods, or will it rise as a manufacturing leader? The decisions made today will determine the continent's economic future. Thanks for watching the Africa Development Hub. If you want to see more content about Africa's future and its development, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next episode.